The biggest threat to Milwaukee is the Miami Heat, and I've been saying that for weeks because I don't think that they play in a fashion that caters to what Milwaukee likes to do. When I look at Jason Tatum and Kemba Walker and Jaylen Brown, these brothers can play. I got mad love for them. But a lot of times you see it's not just about ball movement, it's about breakdown ability and what have you. When you got those trees waiting for you in the interior in Milwaukee, okay, you're gonna, in most instances, be forced to shoot perimeter shots. And when you do it off the dribble, it's entirely different than ball movement taking place and guys just launching. And I think that Miami's penchant to do that a little bit better than Boston in that regard. Boston has better breakdown ability with players with Kemba Walker, Jason Tatum, and those guys. Miami's just launching, right? I also take into account leadership. I think Jimmy Butler being there, his infusion in that locker room, the way he's able to lead them and hold them accountable, combined with Spoelstra, combined with Pat Riley, I think goes a longer way than Boston. I think Boston is a team, even though I have profound respect for Brad Stevens, and I think he's a damn good coach, I think Boston ultimately is a team that leans itself and almost completely relies on its talent. I think when we talk about the Miami Heat, we talk about the winner within from Pat Riley to the coach that is Eric Spoelstra, down to the talent and adding somebody like Jimmy Butler in a locker room filled with dudes that have absolutely no conscience whatsoever, that are willing to run the floor, be athletic in the open court, all right, along with launching from three-point range. I think, and not only that, they do it not necessarily pushing the ball up the floor that much. I personally believe that Miami is better suited to take out Milwaukee than Boston. Not to say that they will, because I don't pick any of them to beat Milwaukee right now, but I think Miami has the better shot.
I actually think Boston is the answer. When you include health and everything, I think the Sixers, man, if they could just get healthy, it's a bad matchup for the Bucks. I think Boston is the answer. And you mentioned, look, the Heat are a great choice. Bam's defense you saw on the freak was great. And then you have not just Duncan Robinson launching threes. You have three different players who can go get their own shot when you need them to at a pretty good level. Jimmy Butler, Kendrick Nunn, and Dragic. Like, you got multiple. So I get that. But so do the Celtics. The Celtics have guys and who can do it on a higher level. And I'm not even talking about Kemba Walker. I'm talking about three wings who can do it on a real good level in Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Gordon Hayward. But most of all, it's that Tatum is going to be the best player on the floor. Like, Tatum is going to be, often nights, no matter who else is on the floor, Tatum has the upside to be the best offensive player on the floor. And usually in playoffs, it's the reason I don't like the Raptors. The Raptors are still beating. They just went to Utah and won a game last night. Like, the Raptors are.
Well, Utah been losing everybody lately, but go ahead.
Yeah, but okay, fine. But
finished 4-1 on their West Coast trip.
That's right. And by the way, and then Utah travels east, and then they have to go back west. They have a night off, but I get it. But the Raptors, if they still had Kawhi, that's my pick. I think they smash everyone. They win the chip. They don't. So that is the difference. As good as Siakam is, Jay, to me, it's in those tight games with the best teams in a conference, give me the guy who in crunch time can be the best player on the team. I think that's Tatum. I think that makes the Celtics, considering Philly's health, that makes the Celtics the team.
Tatum has been struggling the last two games because I think the physicality of the games is different. He's been shooting his lowest percentage. I'm not saying he can't bounce back off that slump. Let me tell you why I don't believe in Boston long term. Boston has no bench. Yeah, if you watched that game the other night against Utah, all their starters were plus, all their non-starters were minus. They're in bench points, they rank 29th in the league. 29th. They're bringing Tremont Waters up from the G League to try to stir up their offense. That's a major inhibitor for them. Can't believe I'm about to do this. National team. I'm about to agree with Stephen A. Damn Smith on the Miami Heat. Their style is different. Now, granted, they have injuries, but if they were to get Tyler Hero back into the rotation with the Jimmy Butler, with the Bam Adebayo, that small lineup will create matchup nightmares for Milwaukee. Not only because of personnel and their ability to shoot threes, also, guys, they can play some zone. And you saw them play zone at the beginning of the year against the Bucks. Sometimes the Bucks don't look like they know what they're doing. And the Sixers. I think Eric Spoelstra has a notch up coaching-wise on their style. Yep. I would say that I think the Bucks are the best matchup. And I would say the only thing that stops me from saying the Raptors, I think Pascal Siakam has taken that next step to being an all-star starter. I just don't know if I'm ready to put him in the same category as Kawhi Leonard, as a guy that's a closer in the playoffs. But I do love watching Toronto play.
Wait, is Philly not in the conversation just because they're not healthy and we're assuming there won't be health? Or even if they were healthy, you don't believe in Philly as much as Miami?
What the hell makes me believe in the Philadelphia 76ers?
I'll tell you.
Oftentimes
they'll have
talent, but I just don't believe in leadership. I don't believe in the way. I don't see Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid on the same page. Yeah, fine if they come back, but have they ever been on the same page?
But Jay, okay, that's right. That's right.
It's a big question.
At the Sloan Institute, the analytics conference Friday, I was on the panel with Michael Rubin, part owner for the 76ers. And without getting into the Sixers, he did state publicly that the relationship between Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid is vastly, is vastly exaggerated. He said that they have a damn good relationship. They communicate with each other, and the stuff that people have said about their relationship, it's not true.
Did you believe that?
He said that?
Did you believe that?
Here's what I believe. I don't believe it's a bad relationship. I just believe, this is what I honestly believe, one of the biggest mistakes in terms of chemistry the Sixers ever made was losing Jimmy Butler. Because Joel Embiid loves
But you say he was going to South Beach regardless.
It's not their fault. He was going to South Beach. But Joel Embiid loves himself some Jimmy Butler.
And by the way, he liked Nerlens Noel, and he was got everyone he likes. They move out.
The hell with Nerlens Noel.
But the point is, Embiid, the guys he has relationships with get moved out.
He doesn't have that relationship with Ben Simmons. So it's not that it's a cantankerous relationship. It's that Ben Simmons flows, to his own beat. What do you want me to do? I'll do it. Whereas Joel Embiid is a more extroverted personality. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.